Good day, everyone. Our topic is all about product selection and capacity planning. I hope you will listen and understand what we will discuss for today. The reporters are Miss Abad, Miss Paikana, Miss Ridao, and yours truly, Rochelle Scania.
Process selection and capacity planning is one of those basic decision manager must make because those basic decisions have long-term consequences to the organization. Also, it plays a key role in the ability of the organization to achieve its mission. Now, on the next slide is the process selection. Process selection refers to the way an organization chooses to produce its goods or services. Essentially, it involves choice of technology and related issues. It has major implications for capacity planning, layout of facilities, equipment, and design of work system. So dito sa process selection, it identifies how would the organization will attain their certain objectives and finish the certain output that they will need to produce. Ano-ano yung mga steps na kailangan gawin in order to finish the output. For example, sa pag-bake ng tinapay, there are three ways. First is yung pugon, which is ang gamit ay kahoy. Second is yung gas oven. And third is yung electric oven. So, that is the three ways to attain that certain objectives. Now, kung ano yung mas easiest way, yun yung dapat gawin. It is already the part of what we call process selection. Choosing the right process of production is important because it will affect the entire organization and its ability to achieve its mission. Also, it affects the organization's supply chain. On the other hand, there are three organizations' process strategy. First, make or buy decisions, the extent to which the organization will produce goods or provide services in-house as opposed to relying on outside organization to produce or provide them. Second, capital intensity, the mix of equipment and labor that will be used by the organization. Third, process flexibility, the degree to which the system can be adjusted to changes in processing requirements due to such factors as changes in product or service design, changes in volume process, and changes in technology.
Good morning everyone, I'm Angelica Abad and my topic is make or buy. A make or buy decision is an act of choosing between manufacturing or product in-house or purchasing in from an external supplier. Make or buy decision, like outsourcing decision, speak to comparison of the cost and advantage of producing in-house versus buying it elsewhere. The very first step in processing planning is to consider whether to make or buy some or all of product or subcontract some all of service. A manufacturer might decide to purchase certain parts rather than make them. Sometimes, all part of purchases with the manufacturer simple performing assembly operation. As you can see the picture, that's the example of make or buy decision. Suppose ZLTD, a bicycle manufacturing firm, is planning to launch a sport bicycle. Top-level management is stuck in a dilemma to make this cycle in-house or subcontract it. Now, let's look at the cost phases of both alternatives. Alternative 1. ZLTD can use the existing machine for production with some additional raw materials. They can complete the overall production of 10 bicycles for $7,000. Alternative 2, they can also purchase bicycle part from external supplier, industry experts. After assemble of all of the parts, the total of the 10 bicycles is $7,400. In decision, CLTD decided to produce the sport bicycle in-house. The decision is based on the fact that the total cost of production is less than subcontracting. In make or buy decision, a number of factors are usually considered. Number 1, available capacity. If an organization has available the equipment, necessary skills, and time, it often makes sense to produce an item or perform a service in-house. In additional, costs will be relatively small compared with those required to buy item or subcontract services. Expertise. Number 2, expertise. If a firm lacks the expertise to do a job satisfactorily, buying might be a reasonable alternative. Number 3, quality consideration. First, that a specialized can usually offer high quality than an organization can attain itself. Conversely, special quality requirements of the ability to closely monitor quality may cause an organization to perform a job itself. Number 4, the nature of demand. When demand for an item is high and steady, the organization is often better doing the work itself. However, a wide fluctuation in demand or small order are usually better handled by specialists who are able to combine order from multiple sources, which results in higher volume and tends to offset individual buyer fluctuations. Number 5, cost. Any cost of savings achieved from buying or making must be weighed against the preceding factors. Cost saving might come from the item itself or transportation cost savings. If there are fixed costs associated with making an item that cannot be relocated and the item is purchased, that has to recognize in that analyze.
Here's the basic processing types. Number 1, job shop manufacturing process. It is used to produce low volume, high customized goods. This type of manufacturing is highly flexible and able to produce a wide variety of goods specifically for one customer. So, sabi, yung job shop process ay highly flexible. Why? Kasi ito ay customized, which means the customer or the client can give the design of the product based sa kung ano yung gusto nila. Example, yung mga customized shop where the customers can customize the design of the mug, shirts, tumblers, and etc. Number 2, batch manufacturing process. A batch process is used to produce a moderate amount of fairly standardized goods. This type of production is quite flexible, although lines are usually equipped for a certain product category. Itong batch process, nagpo-produce sila ng limited quantities ng mga identical products which are manufactured on the same set of machines. In short, nagpo-produce sila ng same goods in batches using same equipment or process. For example, sa t-shirt manufacturing company, they produce 50 red t-shirts for first batch, followed by 50 blue t-shirts and then 50 green t-shirts. So that's what we call batch production. Number 3 is the repetitive manufacturing process. It is the production of goods in rapid succession. Goods that are created through repetitive manufacturing follow the same production sequence. Mayroong iba't ibang example ng repetitive manufacturing process like cars, durable goods, electronic products, and etc. So, yung manufacturers ng mga products na yun, They use that method kapag nagpo-produce sila ng maraming bilang ng products. Number 4, continuous manufacturing process. A flow production method used to produce or process products without interruption by constantly supplying raw materials while the manufacturing process is underway. Examples are pasta production, tomato sauce and juice production, and etc.
Capacity planning. The capacity of an operating unit is an important piece of information for planning purpose. The balancing available resources to satisfy customer demand and project capacity needs. Like for example, in bakery, it uses capacity planning to understand how many pies can be made and baked in given day using existing equipment and staff. It is allows the bakery to plan for how many pies they can sell and what they need for the resources. The purpose of capacity planning is to prepare for any demand your company or organization may encounter so you can meet it successfully. Capacity planning acts as long-term, mid-term, and short-term. It is a planning process that determines the overall production capacity of company or organization. There are three basic questions. First is what kind of capacity is needed? Second, how much is needed? Third, when is it needed? The question of what kind of capacity is needed, it depends on the product and series that management intends to produce or provide. Hence, in very real sense, capacity planning is governed by those choices. Next is how much is needed. The most fundamental decisions in any organization concern the products and services it will offer. Thus, a decision to produce high-quality steel will necessitate certain types of processing equipment and certain kinds of labor skills, and it is will suggest certain types of arrangement of facilities. It will influence the size and type of building as well as the plant location. Last is when is it needed. Some instances, capacity choices are made very infrequently. In others, they are made regularly as part of an ongoing process. In any case, management must review product and service choices periodically to ensure that the company makes changes when they are needed for cost, competitive effectiveness, or other reasons. So, what is the importance of capacity planning? Capacity planning helps businesses with budgeting and scaling so they can identify optimal levels of operations. Like, for example, in budgeting benefits, capacity planning helps determine how services are offered and the appropriate timeframes and staff required to meet current demand and cover all operational costs.
So, as we all now have the idea of what is capacity planning is, mag-move on naman tayo sa topic na defining and measuring capacity. So, the word capacity is defined as the maximum output rate achieved by the organization, but there are two additional definitions of what capacity is. So, it is design capacity and effective capacity. So, what is design capacity? Design capacity is the maximum output that can possibly be attained by the organization, while the effective capacity is the maximum possible output given a product mix, scheduling difficulties, machine maintenance, quality factors, and other determinants of effective capacity. So, as you seen in the PowerPoint, effective capacity is less than the design capacity. Why? Because there are the so-called determinants of effective capacity. So for us to have the idea what are those determinants, let us move on to the next slide. We have 6 determinants of effective capacity. So first we have facility factors. So facility factors, ito yung mga design or yung environment na ginagalawan ng worker kung saan nakakaapekto sa kanilang performance. So, kasama dito yung work area, nade-determine nito kung gaano ka-smooth yung ginagalawan nila, as well as ang mga intermediaries na ginagamit nila, kagaya ng mga machines. And also, yung facility factors, included dito yung transportation cost, distance market, and labor supply, and etc. So, proceed naman tayo sa product or service factors. So, nakaka-influence yung products or service factors sa design of capacity. Why? Like for examples, sa pagmamanufacture ng products na ginagamitan ng mga machineries, pag design ng product is same lang, mas mabilis mag-produce yung machine kasi paulit-ulit lang yung process. Pero pag yung product naman is iba-ibang design, mas matagal makapag-produce yung machine, which is nagko-cost ng mas less yung output na naproproduce. Like kagaya na lang sa mga restaurants, pag limited lang yung menu na kanilang mga siniserves, so mas madali sila nakakapag-serve. While pag marami naman silang menu na ino-offer and iba't ibang menu yung ino-order ng mga customers, mas matagal para sa kanilang mag-serve rather than doon sa limited menu na pare-pareha lang yung menu na ino-order ng mga customers. So, sa process factor naman, etong process factor, obvious na siya na factor na nakaka-affect sa effective capacity. Why? Kasi, pag mahaba yung process ng product, like, connected rin siya sa product or service factors. Pag mahaba yung process ng product na gawin or i-manufacture, mas lesser lang yung napoproduce ng machine or ng worker within the day. While pag yung process naman ng product, mas madali siyang gawin, mas marami yung maproproduce sa given na time. So, sa human factor naman, sa number 4, common na rin to sa human factor, it includes the workers and the whole organization. Since yung workers yung kumikilos kung paano makakapag-produce and nakadepende sa kanila, so kasama sila sa factors na to. Kasama na rin dito yung facility, komportable ba silang gumalaw sa facility na yon, and also kasama na rin dito yung break times na nakakat yung oras ng paggawa nila, so hindi sila nakakapag-perform ng duty, and as well as the other factors na nakakaapekto sa kanilang kumilos ng continuous. So, 5 naman is operational factors. So, kasama dito yung inventory stocking, late deliveries, quality inspection, and control procedures. Also, yung demand and supply ng product. So, the whole operation, kasama na dito sa factors na to. As well as yung mga delivery ng mga needed na item or needed na factors para makapag-produce ng product na yon. Number 6 is external factors. So, sa external factors naman, meron dito yung mga product standards, especially minimum quality and performance standard. So, yung 6 na yon, yun yung mga nakakaapekto na determinants sa effective capacity. That's why mas lesser yung effective capacity sa design capacity. And also, just to give you an idea, ang design capacity kasi, it's like forecasting na fina-forecast ng organization or tinitignan nila na ayon yung kayang i-attain ng organization. While yung effective capacity naman, ine-exclude na nila dito yung mga factors na maaaring makaapekto sa flow ng pag-produce or manufacture ng mga product and services. Okay, let us move on to the next slide, which is efficiency and utilization. So, efficiency and utilization are two measures used for defining effectiveness. So, both na efficiency and utilization, naka-form sila as ratios or percentage. So, pareha sila na inaalaw nila yung organization or management na i-test yung effectiveness ng operations. So, efficiency is the ratio of actual output to effective capacity, while the utilization is the ratio of actual output to design capacity. So, just to give you an example, let's try to compute the efficiency and utilization ratio of the vehicle repair department. So, given is design capacity 50 trucks per day, and effective capacity naman is 40 trucks per day, and the actual output is 36 trucks per day. So, using the given formula, pag kinompute natin, if the efficiency is equal to actual output over the effective capacity, so actual output is 36 trucks per day, while the effective capacity is 40 trucks per day. So, pag kinompute natin, is makukuha natin yung ratio ng actual output niya, which is 90%. So, pag kinompute naman natin yung utilization is equals to actual output over design capacity. So, actual output is 36, while the design capacity is 50. So, ang nakuha natin na ratio of actual output is 72. So, kung makikita nyo, mas mataas yung nakuha natin sa efficiency dahil ang ginamit dito is yung effective capacity na given, which is 40. So, kung ang na-attain natin na actual output is 36, so mas malapit siya sa effective capacity na 40 than sa design capacity. It is because sa effective capacity, nilagay nila dito na 40 trucks per day kasi kinonsider na yung lunch break, shortage of supply, and other factors. So, yung lunch breaks na yon and shortage of supply, yun yung mga tinatawag natin na determinants, yung na-discuss kanina. So, niles na doon. So, kung titignan nyo, pag kinompare nyo yung effective capacity na 40 trucks per day, mas malapit siya sa 36 actual output than pag sa 50 na design capacity. So, that's all for my report.
This is where our report ends. You may access the articles provided for the report's references, and thank you for listening. Get ready for the quiz we prepared regarding our discussion for today. Thank you.